And like, and my guy from New York, Peter, that I've known him since '99, and he's a guy. He did salt and pepper, so he's not like. And this
Oh,
guy
right.
was telling me, you need to stop hanging out with people who are not bringing you nothing, or stop having. I mean, you can hang out with who you want, but you need to stop having 1 hour or 2 hour conversations with people who you are giving them too much food for their brains. They don't even understand half of what you're saying.
They're not
And
at the same wavelength.
exactly, and you should start hanging out with captains of industries, people who are in big businesses and who love you too. And so at least when you give an idea, those people might say, that's a great idea, but did you think of da 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 da? And I'm like, wow. And that's exactly what I've been doing ever since I had that conversation with that person in 2014. And he called me from New York. I haven't spoke to him a long time, and he just told me, yo, bro, start thinking about the people around you, and start in like, it's not like not talking to them anymore, but start asking yourself who's useless, and just you can keep them as friends. But when you like, who should I call? Call somebody who has mental food for you too, and then you can have conversation between each other on an equal level, instead of you talking alone and the person saying, yeah, that's true, so that you can both elevate each other, and also try to speak to people who are way smarter than you. Try to sit down with people who invent platforms, talk to people
You know that the fact that you say that, I love it, because it shows that you've already been forward thinking from an early stage in your career.
Yeah.
But also the fact that you actually see things in a visionary kind of way. So, for example, like the way they try to apply, maybe Spotify, Apple Music, the same model they use in European markets or the Western markets, they
Yeah.
try to apply it to Africa, but it doesn't work because they don't understand how things work in Africa. For example, like when
Yeah.
it comes to music, we all know most countries in Africa, music is sort of like an expendable luxury. It's not something that people are ready just to say, you know what, this is music. People don't accept their kids doing music because they're like,
Yeah.
why are you doing music?
Exactly.
Like, they're like, you could be a lawyer, you could be a doctor, you
Oh,
could
I
be
had
an
those conversations with my dad. Don't worry. He was
Why are
like,
you doing-
music is
Yeah.
a hobby. They don't understand me.
And then you're having fights with your parents because your parents don't understand you, but your parents are saying, no, this is Africa. You
Yeah.
only do music if you fail in school. But the same thing is, these companies really need people like yourself to take their platforms to the next level on the African side of things.
Exactly.
Because whenever they try to just copy and paste the model,
It doesn't work.
it doesn't work.
The-
And this is the same reason why Starbucks failed in South Africa. Like, they went there and they're like, yeah, South Africans will spend money. South Africans are like, what? 40 Rand for a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
You're joking. You know what I mean? And this is why these conversations are important, because someone like you knows.
Even for example, understanding how you monetize music on the African continent, you will not be able to have people pay X amount per month because the infrastructure is not there. But everybody is used to buying cards that they can scratch to find a number and put the code in their phone already. So this is how you monetize. That's how you have to do it in there. And yeah, listen, if I was working for Spotify, I would just tell them, yo, do this. Like Africa, you have to do this, like that. Work with the telephone companies, have it directly put in this, and in a lot of ways, Africa is way more advanced on technology because we already all having the use of digital wallets in our countries.
Oh my God!
Where
You
it's a
are the
revolution
guy.
here.
That is exactly it.
It is.
You're so right.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody's saying, you mentioned your mom and dad, but I'm sure they will never realize the hard work behind your career. I think they do. I think they do because like they've seen me. I remember my mom looking at me like, son, we live in like the most expensive neighborhood in France. Why do you always go to the ghetto? Why? Like, we didn't work. Your father came from nothing and made it. Not for you to go to the ghetto. And I was like, yeah, but that's the only place where I can rap. That's where the shows are. And I was like, yeah, well. But with time, yeah, they became my biggest fans. But of course, I mean, there's a lot of things that you go through. You have to go through them alone, and maybe one day. I mean, I know that sometimes when like this, I do it on YouTube. Sometimes my dad watches.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, and my mom tells me that these days, because he's not in the Senate, because everybody's is on quarantine there. So sometimes he's there. He watches my show. He listens to what I said. And my dad is a guy that he wrote books. He run the country. So he's basically the shoes that I have to feel if I wanted to go in politics are nice too much. But the fact that he's like, last time he actually commented on the thing. I was like, wow, it's and it's strange for me. Like, I remember the first time I had a show. Until back then, my show was super sexy because I was singing on the song, so I was taking girls dancing with them. And I remember one time they made me a surprise because the owner of a club, Atlantis in Paris, he was a good friend of my dad. They used to go to the casino together or something, and so I come to perform, and my parents are there in the VIP in front of me while I perform. I was so ashamed. Like, I have so much respect for my parents that all of a sudden singing in front of them, I remember that was like the first time I was like, oh my God, I was not able to like perform like fully. But now I do it all the time. Every time I do a show
That
in
would have
Congo,
been so
yeah.
awkward.
But now when I do shows, like my father is there, his friends are there, like other politicians come, their children are there. So it's amazing too. So yeah, look, Miss S is saying your song "Question My Heart" uploaded by other YouTube channel has more than 2 million views, and that's a higher view count than on your own channel. And I actually don't mind because all the views on that other channel, I make the money because of the special contract I have with YouTube.
Nice.
So whenever anybody upload my video, for example, I think my video Diamonds on my YouTube channel has 5 million views, and on another channel it has between 8 and 10 million views. And to me, it's just 15 million views. That's the way I see it. And that's why I don't mind being decentralized, because I'm monetized from everything.